What's up everyone?
Hey!
You're probably wondering why our video says, is there any hope for 2025? So we're going to get to that at the end of the video, but to start with, it's Christmas!
Yes.
So Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas, everyone. We hope you all had a good Christmas and a good year. So we filmed one of these videos last year to cap the year off, and we thought we'd do it again this year. So we just wanted to evaluate what we've done, really, didn't we, over the last 12 months.
And update everybody on what's going on.
Yeah, so first of all,
we were really lucky to be asked to go onto the Pignorant tour with Joey Carbstrong, Tarian, David, Annie, and a load of other activists as well that came along with us to protest Pilgrim's Pride, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Tesco's, all the supermarkets. We did supermarkets, sit-ins, we
headquarters,
did outreach. It was like, whoa. We feel really lucky to be part of it because not only did it push an amazing documentary called Pignorant, go and watch it now on Amazon Prime, Rotten Tomatoes, and other links we'll put in the description. But it really pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I did things I never thought I would do in that. I'm not sure if you feel the same as well.
Yeah, recapping it, it was just an absolute whirlwind. What an honour to be asked to do such an amazing thing with such an amazing group of people. Yeah, it was great. You know, look back and think that we really made a difference over that short period of time. And
what I really liked about the tour as well is that when everybody came together to fight for animals, we were so powerful.
Yeah,
we were so strong.
It was awesome to see activists uniting and coming together for animal rights
really
and pushing that for them. So it was an absolute honour to be asked to go on there.
Yeah, so that basically kick-started our year. And then we run into a bit of trouble. We were filming our outreach and we would go out and take the TVs, we would take stands and we'd do organise events, and our camera kept shutting down on us. But we're like, no.
We were losing so much footage, weren't we?
Yeah.
It was an absolute nightmare. As an activist, it was our biggest tool. You know, we film all of our outreach and then put it on socials to get as much views on it as possible, and it was so frustrating getting back from a day's outreach and just the kit not working. But this is where you amazing viewers and people and Patreons and subscribers and everyone just basically came to the rescue, didn't they?
Yeah, we felt so awkward asking for help, but we were advised by other activists at the time, and we were mind-blowing with how much help we got and how much support there was in helping us get this camera.
Didn't we? We put the video out on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And then it was the Friday night we had to put another video out saying like
stop,
we'd made it.
Yeah.
Like we already had got enough backing to get all the equipment that we need.
We just couldn't believe it. To then have so much backing to get the camera that we need was just like, wow, because like Steve said, this is our biggest tool. This is our best weapon in helping the animals. So thank you so much for everybody who helped.
Yeah.
It honestly means so much.
Yeah. And it was just great to be able to get back out on the streets and start filming our outreach.
And not have to worry about the camera just messing up.
Yeah. So what happened after that? So we did the Pignorant tour, camera blew up, got a new camera.
Yeah.
Then I think we went to Vegan Camp Out, I think was the next thing we did.
Oh yeah, Vegan Camp Out was epic.
That was awesome.
If you haven't been to Vegan Camp Out, you must go.
Yeah.
It is like vegan Christmas for vegans, and it's an amazing place as well to take non-vegans, family and friends. Oh, it just has everything you could ever dream of at Vegan Camp Out.
Yeah, you're surrounded by like-minded people. Everyone's in it together. You really do make great friends, don't you?
Yeah.
You get to see some awesome talks, awesome acts. If you haven't got your ticket already for Vegan Camp Out next year, you must go and get it. Like, you will not want to miss out on it.
It was so nice meeting everybody. Yeah. So nice connecting with everyone as well.
Yeah.
It was just such a happy place to be.
Yeah.
A lot of the time people say like, oh, how do you not get burnout, or how do you keep going and things? And Vegan Camp Out is just such a special place for just keeping your morale up.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. And the food. There is so many options for food. Yeah. It was so cool, wasn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. So thank you so much, Vegan Camp Out, for holding a vegan festival like this. We are so lucky that we have this. Yeah. So go and support, and we'll see you there.
Yeah. What happened after Vegan Camp Out? That was sort of heading into the time. That's right. That was the RSPCA time, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Animal Rising had exposed undercover footage of the RSPCA farms. Joey Carbstrong and his team exposed dairy farms and other farms over and over. And we thought, you know what? let's lead our first protest.
Yeah.
Let's go and do this. We should back up what's been happening behind the scenes with a protest out the front, and that's exactly what we done. One thing actually that we wanted to do though with this protest is we wanted to organise it, but we wanted it to be a group protest. So this actually takes me back to Pignorant when Joey was on the megaphone and he then passed me the megaphone and I'd never been on a megaphone before and he just went, there you go, and I did this. And my initial reaction was to like, oh my gosh, no, I can't do this. But I had to be like, right, for the animals, I can.
Yeah.
And I was on the megaphone and I was like, oh, after I come off the megaphone, I was like, I can do it. I can do that now.
Yeah.
So I don't have a barrier anymore. So we wanted to give that experience to other activists as well who may be nervous, who may think I can't be a voice on the megaphone. Maybe they've never had an opportunity to be a voice on the megaphone. And it just went so well, didn't it?
It was great. We sort of said to everyone, look, we would love everyone, 100% of people here today, to just even get on the megaphone and just do the chant, shame on the RSPCA 3 times, and just feel what it feels like to lead, feel what it feels like to have backup. Because no matter what, if you just say shame on the RSPCA, the activists here are going to back you up and say it.
Definitely.
And so many people were like, okay, I'll have confidence in just saying shame on the RSPCA. And the next thing, they were in the middle of leading a protest, doing the talk outs, doing the speak outs, holding the RSPCA and the RSPCA Assured scheme accountable, putting pressure on the RSPCA to be transparent and drop their logos from slaughtered animals. It was incredible. And then the biggest thing, wasn't it, afterwards we sort of had a decompression and like sort of a summary of how it all went, and everybody who had got on the megaphone was buzzing that they had got on the megaphone and they felt empowered and felt like actually my voice is powerful, I can do it.
Yeah, they couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And we also had amazing like photographers there, like Calvin and Poppy. So there was even photos of everyone's first time on the megaphone. I filmed everybody as well. So it went boom all over social media. And we really just wanted everybody to feel like that they are powerful as well, because everybody is powerful.
Yeah.
It's just some people are more nervous than others. Like I'm more nervous than Steve is. So when Joey pushed me to do that, I thought, I'm going to do that for other people, or we're going to do that for other people. And we went round twice, didn't we, with everybody?
Yep.
And there was a few people the first time who said, no, I'm still too nervous. But then when we gave the megaphone to everybody again the second time, they were like, no, pass it here. And they just went for it.
Yeah.
So seeing other people step out of their comfort zone made them step out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And yeah, some people got on that megaphone and was like, yeah, and they just like really said what they wanted to say. And it was just an amazing event of empowerment.
It was actually really refreshing and encouraging to see nervous activists step up. You know, when you put the animals in your focus and you put animals first, you'd be so surprised at what you can do. And it was such a treat and a pleasure to see that happening in front of us, wasn't it?
Amazing.
It was
just
great.
Amazing.
So well done to everyone who picked up the megaphone and spoke out, and well done to everyone who came and held a placard, even if you didn't speak out.
Yes.
Because, you know, it all takes courage. But put the courage in the plight for the animals, and you can do so much for them.
Maybe it'll be you organising the next protest.
Yeah. And then I suppose that leads us on to what we did after the protest, because you're talking about going out of your comfort zone, focusing on the animals to give you strength to do things that you probably are nervous about doing.
Yeah.
You know what we did next after that?
Yeah, so we always are trying to think of things to step up our game, to do more for the animals. And we knew that going undercover inside of a farm was the next thing for us to do. And that's what we did. We found some people we trusted and who have experience, and we entered our first ever farm.
Yeah.
And that was...
It was mind-blowing, wasn't it? It sort of ignited another level of like urgency in us. And yeah, the first farm we ever went in was a broiler shed. If you don't know what a broiler shed is broiler chickens are chickens who are bred for their bodies, so people can eat their bodies. They're grown super fast. around 6 weeks until they're sort of sent to a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
When we went in this barn, the chickens were still fairly young. Like there was still like quite a lot of space in that barn, but you could see that they were already starting to like have problems with their weight and their legs, and the dead bins were full. The smell in there was horrific. You couldn't breathe. The dust.
You can't even see the dust on camera, but we were covered.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you cannot see through the lens.
Yeah.
It was just hell.
Yeah.
And we just went to a random farm.
Yeah.
And yeah, just did it. And you know what as well is that these are factory farms, right? But from the outside, they look like your local farm. They actually look like your local farm.
Yeah.
I expected, like, I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect that. It was just horrible. But we knew that we needed to go in, we needed to film what is happening.
Well, also you're speaking from a personal experience, like, you've been there. You've walked in and you've seen these animals suffering, and you've seen the exploitation they face. You see the life that they have, and you see where they're about to go. And it's different when you talk about it from somewhere where you've been. But going into our first farm, like we said, is brought this massive urgency up for us, even more so than before. And we now know going forwards that going into these places and exposing them is going to be a huge part towards our activism. So expect a lot more of that from us over the next few months and years.
It's so important, the undercover footage of what you see. The more exposing, the better.
Yeah.
And again, this is something that others can do too. We're just people with passion.
Yeah.
And that's what guides us. And then we came up with the idea with others that we want to take a non-vegan inside of a UK farm.
Yeah.
So that was the next thing that we done.
Yeah, so a really good friend of ours, his brother, has received the vegan message for around 10 years. So you've probably seen the videos actually with Chris and Colin. So Chris has been an animal rights activist for 10 years. He's investigated farms himself. And his brother Colin had watched Dominion, had seen all the documentaries, had understood the message, but was staying willfully ignorant to it, and was keeping his cognitive dissonance firmly in place until he was challenged with going in and seeing this firsthand for himself. To our surprise, he agreed.
Yes.
He said yes. He turned up.
You can't usually get your family to watch Dominion, let alone go inside of a farm.
Yeah. So yeah, we took him in.
Yeah.
This time, instead of taking him to a broiler chicken barn, we went inside of a UK pig farm, where, if you've seen the video, you'll see the mothers in farrowing crates, the horrific exploitation they faced, the dead babies all around.
Just the
her.
worst.
It was a really,
place.
really horrific place, wasn't it? Like we were in there for maybe a couple of hours. We came out, we were coughing for like 3 days.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad. But for the video, taking a non-vegan inside of a farm, it was a great concept for the video.
Yeah, we just wanted to get more eyes on the animals. So we thought having this as a story for like non-vegans to see, like a non-vegan going inside of a farm undercover, would hopefully get more eyes on the animals.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was our first time in a pig farm as well.
Yeah. So much like admiration for these undercover investigators who've been doing this for years, who go into these places and still are able to function and speak and realise what they have to do. Like, you watch Joey in one of his videos where he's inside of a farm, and like he's so focused and he's so like on the mission, and it's like so clinical the way he does it. Like, that isn't easy to do.
They're just incredible. Have so much respect.
Yeah, this was new to us going in and investigating farms, but it was the beginning, and we are now going in more, and we are going to tune ourselves up and train ourselves to be able to come out with just as effective undercover footage as all these other amazing activists, and do our part in the movement to bring what happens to these animals behind these closed doors out for the world to see, so everyone can make change. So that's that's our mission
Yeah,
now.
we just want to better ourselves and be the best we possibly can for the animals.
Off the back of that video that we done, Colin actually agreed to go to the slaughterhouse, didn't he? So we took him to a gas chamber
there as well, and we've just filmed a podcast to reveal if he is vegan or not.
Yeah, we filmed a whole podcast evaluating the whole thing, didn't we? Sort of his thoughts before and after the farm, before and after the gas chamber.
Thoughts on Brother Chris. So that will be coming out soon.
Yeah.
So watch out for that video. You'll see if it had an impact on him.
So yeah, off the back of all that stuff, that's when coming out of them farms really gave us, like we said, like this huge sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Like I said in the video, like it was too late for the beings in there that night. Like they needed to leave that night we were in there. And, you know, a lot of them individuals are probably still in that place. So yeah, like massive intensity of what we can do. At the moment, we still have to work. We're not full-time activists. We still have to have a job to pay our bills, pay our mortgage, and to live. But we came out with this massive feeling, didn't we, of like, oh my God, like we need to be full-time, like we need to do all we can.
We have to, because there's not many people that see the plight of what the animals go through and have this passion that runs through our body. So we were like, look, this is such an emergency, and if there is a chance that we can be full-time and fight for the animals full-time, we have to just ask. So we did the plea for help. We asked people for help if anyone could. We know we live in hard times at the moment, so thank you so much for anyone who has donated, anyone who is our Patreon, and anyone who supports us in general and likes and comments and shares things. It means so much to us because it all helps the animals. So update on where we are at the moment. We haven't quite made it to full-time yet, but we are not going to stop.
No way.
We will be full-time. It's just a matter of how, when, and things. But the Patreon has massively helped us achieve things that we could have never achieved before. And we are definitely on our way to being full-time activists, and we will find a way. Because we have to. That's what we're going to do.
You sort of you know your purpose in life now. Like we know our purpose in life is to fight for animals, and no matter what happens or how we do it, that is what we will do. But yeah, like Mel said, a massive thank you. It's so hard having this burning desire to do all you can for the animals and then having restrictions in the way. So any help from anyone that's helping to alleviate that restriction, like, is just an absolute godsend to us, isn't it? Thank you to all of you. And thank you to everyone as well, that when we put a video up, you watch it, you share it, you like it. We see so many of the same usernames and handles popping up and commenting and fighting the trolls in there for us. Helping the algorithm for these videos is like a massive thing. So thank you to all of you who have consistently done that this year and who will do it for the years to come. Because when you do that, the algorithm throws the video out, and then we realise that it reaches, in its like second wave, so many non-vegans. And we get so many messages coming in, don't we, saying like, oh, I've gone vegan, I've seen this video, I watched this, and I've gone vegan from it. So when we hit them non-vegan audiences, that's when the magic happens with the videos. So thank you for helping us to do that.
Thank you so much. And there's some people who are like resilient. Every time video ups, their comments, they're in. We are like, wow. Like, so thank you.
Wow. So that's like, what else did we do this year? Was that kind of all like the big things throughout this year that we've done?
Yeah, that's the big things. I mean, we've been really lucky with the help that we have received. I mean, even our friends Tash and Jack, they knew that we were struggling, and they donated some money to us as well. Which was like unbelievable. So just thank you so much to each and every one of you. And those of you who cannot donate, that's absolutely fine. Thank you so much for sharing and liking, commenting, messaging us with words of encouragement. We read the comments and they mean so much to us, don't they?
Yeah. I love when you get a really nice comment and I hear you from a different room like, have you seen this comment?
I'm like, oh, that's so nice. I think
that's all the big stuff. We've been doing obviously our street outreach amongst all that stuff. when we
Yeah.
go out and we do our Stands for Change and we do debate tables and we film that content and put that up.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like the key big things that we've done throughout this year.
So this year there's been a question that people have asked quite a lot. They say, is there any hope?
Is there hope for 2025? Well, the answer is yes.
1,000,000% there is hope. There is always hope.
You are the hope for 2025. Don't leave it up to the other activists. There's not always going to be a Joey. There's not always going to be a Ed. There's not always going to be a Tash, a Jack. You have to take accountability for your activism because the animals need you.
Never think there is not hope, because when you think there's no hope, that's when these industries win. What are we if we don't have any hope? We're the only hope the animals have. I don't want to hear another person say, is there hope? Because you carry that hope. We are the hope for the animals.
Yeah.
No matter how hard the battle is, we fight. No matter how big the battle is, we fight. And we never stop fighting. We never ever lose that hope.
Yeah.
Because we will win that way.
Yeah.
Encourage other people to feel the same.
Yeah.
Yes, it is such a hard battle. Yes, these industries are massive. We have so much more power than they do because they're running off money and we are running off passion. We will win. So if you want us to win faster, then get up and fight and have hope as well.
You know, like Joey says, one candle lights 1,000 candles. You don't know how many candles you may light if you step up and be an activist for the animals. So the hope lies with you. It's time to unite. A lot of the time in this movement, we focus on the differences between activists, and the animals always lose out because we end up focusing on the differences between us and squabbling with each other. The whole time in the background, animals are being taken inside slaughterhouses. They're being exploited in all the horrific ways you could think of. So if we really want hope and if we really want to get animals these rights as fast as possible, it's time to unite. Focus on the animals. Keep them in the forefront of our minds. Unite together. Use our diversity of skills. Let's come together and let's drive 2025 with the biggest amount of pressure possible by each one of us taking personal accountability for our activism, whether that's a leaflet, a sticker, or whether you want to jump inside of a farm and start exposing what happens to these animals. We need that curiosity. We need that drive, that desire, and that ignition and spark of, power.
Yeah, sadly, there's always going to be trolls. There's always going to be somebody saying, you should have done this, you should have said this, you should have done this. Ignore them.
Yeah.
Don't reply to them, ignore them. Just keep fighting for the animals. The time is now, your time is now to step up and fight. Thank you so much to everybody who has supported us up until this point. We are all one big team fighting for the animals. Let's continue and let's drive even more with more fury and more fight in us. Let's ignite this movement to fight so hard for the animals like this is an emergency.
Yeah. So we want to end the video with saying a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year for 2024, and let's do it together for 2025 for the animals.